In this unit, we explore truth conditional analysis, an approach in semantics that connects sentence meaning with conditions in the world. We will use it to compare sentences as paraphrases, entailments, or contradictions, and to understand how truth underpins linguistic meaning. Our roadmap today. First, define truth value and truth conditions and how they differ. Next, examine key assumptions of truth conditional semantics and its limitations. We then study three sentence relations: paraphrase, entailment, and contradiction, and close with an overall synthesis. Truth conditional analysis says, to know a sentence's meaning is to know the conditions under which it would be true. Two sentences are equivalent if they match in all such conditions. This central idea lets us classify relationships between sentences by systematically comparing their truth conditions. We must distinguish truth value from truth conditions. Truth value is a simple property of a sentence once evaluated. It is either true or false. Truth conditions, by contrast, specify what the world would have to be like for that sentence to be true, linking language to reality. Here we see how truth conditions yield a truth value. Take the sentence, "Snow is white." Its truth conditions say, this sentence is true if and only if snow is actually white. When we compare that requirement with reality and find that snow is indeed white, we assign the value true. Lakoff calls this framework objectivist semantics. It rests on three doctrines. Meaning is grounded in reference and truth. Truth itself is a correspondence between symbols and states of affairs, and there is a correct way to match linguistic expressions with entities in the world. Despite its strengths, this framework has limitations. Paraphrases may shift emphasis or focus. It handles clear, declarative sentences best, but not questions or commands. And because it treats truth values as strictly binary, it struggles with vagueness and graded notions of truth in natural language. O'Grady shows that truth conditions define three core sentence-level relations. When sentences share truth conditions, we have paraphrase. When one sentence's truth guarantees another's, we have entailment. When two cannot be true together, we have contradiction. All three depend purely on truth conditions. Paraphrase is a symmetrical relation. If sentence A and sentence B truly paraphrase each other, it is impossible for one to be true while the other is false. They are true under exactly the same circumstances, even if they differ in grammatical voice, style, or information structure. In this sample analysis, the police chased the burglar and the burglar was chased by the police share one core proposition. Whenever one is true, the other is also true. Their truth values always align, so we classify them as paraphrases with identical truth conditions in this framework. Additional examples reinforce paraphrase. Pairs such as "I gave the summons to Erin" and "I gave Erin the summons" differ only in dative alternation. Likewise, changes in word order or switching converse predicates like buy versus sell leave the underlying proposition, and therefore the truth conditions, unchanged. Entailment is an asymmetrical relation. When the truth of sentence A guarantees the truth of sentence B, but not vice versa, we say that A entails B. For example, Prince is a dog entails Prince is an animal, yet knowing only that he is an animal does not entail he is a dog. This sample analysis uses "I saw a cat" and "I saw an animal." If it is true that I saw a cat, it must also be true that I saw an animal. However, seeing some animal does not guarantee it was a cat, hence the entailment runs in one direction only, from specific to general. Further entailment pairs illustrate why reversal fails. She lives in Paris entails she lives in Europe, but the reverse does not hold because Europe includes many cities. Similarly, the park wardens killed the bear entails the bear is dead, yet the bear might be dead for other reasons. Contradiction arises when two sentences must have opposing truth values under the same circumstances. If one is true, the other has to be false. For instance, she is rich versus she is poor cannot both be true of the same person at the same time in the same context. In our detailed contradiction example, she is rich and she is poor describe mutually exclusive states for a single individual in a given situation. This differs from paraphrase or entailment. Here the truth values are locked in opposition. Similar patterns hold for orphan versus having a father, or bachelor versus married. To synthesize, truth conditional analysis links meaning to conditions in the world. It is built on assumptions about reference, correspondence, and objectivity, yet faces limits with paraphrase and vagueness. Within this framework, we classify sentence relations as paraphrase, entailment, or contradiction, depending solely on their truth conditions. Key takeaways. Sentences receive truth values of true or false by checking their truth conditions against reality. Knowing a sentence's meaning means knowing when it would be true. Objectivist semantics relies on three doctrines, and within it we distinguish symmetrical paraphrase, asymmetrical entailment, and contradiction as opposing truth values. We conclude by emphasizing that, in this tradition, meaning begins with truth, and truth begins with how the world actually is. The references listed here, O'Grady and Said, provide the theoretical foundation for the concepts and examples used throughout this unit on truth conditional analysis.